guys, Editing Holly here. Just filming this to put in before this video because I don't know how many people watch through my videos to the very end, and I really want to make sure people see this. So two of my friends, Neve and Felina, have a band called Taobh Eile. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I was told it's like Nutella but with Teve in front of it. But anyway, they've now just released their first EP album on Spotify, and their songs are amazing. Like, I've heard them for like a year now, and there's like anything they sing are amazing. They have a YouTube channel. I will link that down below. I will also link their links for where you can find their album. They're on Amazon, Spotify, they're everywhere. So I will link all of their relevant information below, and please make sure you check them out because they're amazing and they deserve all the hype. My favourite song off that album is Promise to Come Home Again. It's so beautiful. So yeah, make sure you check them out, and I will let you get back to the video. Hi guys, welcome back to my video and to another Let's Talk. So, for as long as I can remember, I've always hated myself and how I've looked in pictures, and always compared myself to my friends and the people around me and the people online. And growing up, I did have like a fair share of bullying that did solidify my view of myself as someone who would never be pretty, who would never be like wanted or anything, and that was something that very much shaped my life up until now. And I know I'm not the only one who feels this way. I know a lot of people do have these feelings as well, and there's a doctor called Dr. Robert Firestone who describes that each of us has a real self, which is self-accepting, goal-directed and life-affirming, as well as we also have an anti-self, which is our inner critic, which is paranoid, self-denying and self-hating and suspicious. Unfortunately, he says that a lot of people listen to that critical voice and that it damages your sense of self and how you view yourself. And I do believe in that, as like I said before, I grew up so much just having such a negative view of myself. And honestly, like, I was always a fat child. I'm not going to gloss over it. I was a fat child. I still am a fat child. I'm just moved into a fat adult. But I look back on photos of myself when I was younger, and I wish that I was the fat that I thought was fat then, at this age. I wish I was that fat instead of the weight I am now. And like, lately I've been doing a lot of reflecting, same as last week, but lately I've been trying to have a more positive image of myself, because a lot of my humour is kind of characterised by self-deprecation. Like, I keep making jokes at my own expense, which is fine. Like, I don't mind the jokes, like, if I'm laughing at them, it's fine. But sometimes it's worrying people, like the jokes I make, because the honest truth is I don't have a good self-image about myself. I don't like how I look, I don't like how I act, how I talk, anything. And for ages that really held me back from everything, because I was scared to do things, because I didn't want people to view me this way. I was scared to dress a certain way and wear clothes I wanted to, because I was like, people are going to think I look like a crazy fool, like people are going to think I look stupid and fat, and I didn't have the confidence to wear what I wanted. And in the past year or so, like only the past year or so, I've started trying to embrace myself and starting to try liking myself. One of my friends, Amy, she used to like jokingly just hit me anytime I was self-deprecating, like within her earshot. So that was really like one method that she tried to stop me like having such a like bad image of myself. So when I was younger, I I was always a chubby child growing up, like I said, but then I moved up the years. I got in first year, I got diagnosed with diabetes, and around that same time, the doctor that was diagnosing me, like, my diabetes is type 1, which means it's genetic. I'll talk more about it in a different video, but I had the genetic type, but because I was like an overweight child, people automatically assumed I was type 2 and would keep making jokes about how it was my fault that I got it because I didn't look after myself, which was really annoying because I wasn't a child who ate a lot of sweets. I was just overweight, and the doctor, like my first doctor at age 11, had classed me as medically obese, and as an 11-year-old, new school, everything, that really takes a hit on your self-confidence and how you view yourself, and that followed me for years. And I was always like the bigger friend. I was always the one who's a bit weird and left out, and I had like a ton of insecurities. It's like, if anyone's seen the movie The Duff, like the concept of the designated ugly fat friend, I felt like that the entire way through my schooling career and education. But it's kind of hard because I was a happy and bubbly child, and I didn't view my weight as much of a problem, even though I did know that I felt bad for it. I just didn't know how to change it, and nothing would change no matter how hard I tried. And with diabetes, taking insulin, the insulin binds onto the fat, so it binds the fat together, and it makes it really hard to lose weight. And when you try and lose weight, you exercise, and when you exercise, your blood sugar drops, which means you then have to treat a low and put on the calories you've just lost, which makes it really difficult. So all of that are factors, but I didn't really see myself as that bad until I did, and like until last year's inters. Like, I knew I was fat, I knew that, like I'd made jokes about it before, I knew it, but it was really, I hit my highest weight when I was in inters. And even though I'd lost weight doing rehearsals for it, I saw the official photos. I saw photos from our performance, and all I could think was looking at myself and thinking, I look like a beached whale. Like, why did no one tell me that I was that bad? How can anyone bear to like dare to say that I look good? Like, how can anyone say that when the evidence is right in front of them that I don't? And that was really a huge hit to my confidence, and I kind of tried to hide in myself for ages after that. And it was really that, like, last summer that I decided I could feel bad about myself, or I could do something about it, and I could change my mindset. My mum always says, if you can't change a situation, change your attitude to this, change how you react to it. And I decided to do just that. I did a musical, still full of self-deprecation. Like, I was on crutches for a while, which really didn't help the self-image. Like, you already have this problem, then you add crutches, and like, that's a recipe for disaster for your self-confidence. But I started wearing my hair naturally. For years, I hated my hair. Like, I detested what it looked like. I would plait my hair into the acceptable curls I thought were at the time, which really weren't that good a look on me. Like, they're okay, but I prefer my natural hair now. In secondary school, I used to brush it out, which for anyone with curly hair knows, do not brush your hair when your hair is curling. It just turns into a frizzy afro. But I thought that was a good look, and no one told me otherwise. I think it's because my mum doesn't really know how to deal with curly hair because her hair isn't that curly. I, for some reason, somehow got the curly hair gene, which means my hair is wild, whereas the rest of my family is kind of just like wavy, and it isn't full curls. And it's only this summer where I kind of just went, you know what, I'm going to force myself to like my natural hair. I'm going to wear it, and now I prefer my hair the way it is naturally. And even though it isn't the same twice, even though it's a mess half the time, I like it because it's my hair. I learned how to put on makeup, not because I had self-confidence issues anymore, but because I liked wearing makeup and I liked experimenting with it, and I wasn't hiding behind it anymore. I started just getting used to my own skin and not worrying how I looked to other people and to photographs, and I just started looking at myself from the outsider point of view and trying to lock out my own mindset and just think, you're happy and that's all that matters. As long as you're happy, that's really what I want in life, is to be happy. And I was holding myself back from being completely happy so long because I just hated the way I looked. And I think that's what I needed the whole time, and if I'd known to do that before, I could have gotten here at a nice faster pace. Now I go to the gym. I have lost weight. I haven't lost a lot, but I've lost some. But my goal at the moment isn't to lose weight at the gym. I'm actually going to the gym because I enjoy it, and me and a friend go together, and it's a social aspect for us. We talk and like catch up, and sometimes if we're too busy to see each other, we will make sure we go to the gym at least twice a week together so that we can catch up on each other's lives. And it's not to punish myself. I'm having fun with it. I'm not all the way fully confident yet. Like, there are still a lot of days where I look at myself and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I am one ugly person to look at. But there are other days where I look at myself in the mirror and I think, damn, she looks good. Like, I will always look back, even in editing, I look back on footage of myself and I'm like, how do I even look when I talk? Like, why do I look like that? But then I think that's just me being critical of myself. People probably don't take a passing notion about it. They probably are just watching it to watch it and aren't judging me for the way I'm talking or the way I look while I'm in a video. And that makes me think I shouldn't have that view of myself. So while I'm not 100% of the way there yet, I am getting there. And I have started loving myself a lot more. And it's maybe cheesy, but I do find things I like about myself. Sometimes I write them down if I'm having a bad day. I started at the start of this year, like in September, I started writing a book of good things that have happened to me that day, just an account of my day, so that I could look back when I felt bad and see the good times and the happy times and things I liked throughout the day, and that would instantly cheer me up. There are a lot of things that I am insecure about myself. Like, I hate my stomach, used to hate my hair, I hate my teeth, I hate the way my cheeks push up my eyes. But I've come to accept that they are part of me, and whether I like them or not, they are there. And I just have to accept them, and I slowly am. So for anyone out there who doesn't like what they see in the mirror, you will one day, because it's your body. You get one body. Why spend your time hating it? And I get that, like, some people are maybe in a place where they aren't ready to accept that they will one day like themselves, but you will. And my, like, comments and everything, always open. I'm just enjoying myself rather than hating myself, and I think it's truly the way to go. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it, drop a comment below. Tell me what things you've done to try and accept yourself and how far you've come, because in this past year I've come a long way. Like, I've started wearing my hair the way I wanted to, I've started dressing the way I want to, still self-conscious sometimes, but hey, it's a journey. So let me know what you think of this video. If you'd like more like this in the future, make sure to subscribe and ring that bell if you want to see more from me. Follow my social media, the links are in the description box below, and thank you for watching this video. Bye!